Now I'm about to piss all over your cornflakes. Unfortunately, it's being reported somebody's about to sign Mr. Andre, but it ain't Liverpool. So according to Jorge Nicola, Fulham are close to signing Andre from Fluminense. The report goes on to say that this could be done in the coming weeks. I guess we'll find out very soon if Liverpool still have an interest in Andre or not. This gentleman, I believe, is... I'm just trying to look at what... He's followed by the likes of Fabrizio Romano, Bruno Andrade, and some other journalists. So he obviously knows his onions. Yeah, and he's saying that Andre's off to Fulham. So, strange one this, because for Fulham to be getting this deal over the line, obviously the likes of Liverpool or Arsenal or whoever else have been linked with them haven't yet followed through with that interest. Now, the numbers mentioned are about 30 million quid. Obviously, we also know that Fulham will have money at hand because they're going to sell João Palhinha. He's most likely going to complete that move to Bayern Munich that fell apart in the summer at the very end of the window. So, as I said, it isn't fully done till it's done, but if you take into account this report that Fulham are close to getting that signing done, you take into account what the likes of the Echo and I think the Athletic and some others have said about Liverpool doing no business in January, let alone this particular dude, it makes me worried. It makes me worried for a couple of reasons. Do I believe that Liverpool have a plan? Yes. Do I think that Liverpool really believes Stefan Bajcetic is going to be the solution? No, but he'll be part of the solution. It just feels again, and I don't want to be negative because there's a lot of positive stuff to talk about, but it does feel like we're rolling the dice. And I don't know why. Because we have an opportunity to sign somebody, if it's not Andre, somebody in the January window. And if we don't take that opportunity, it just feels silly to me. It feels like we're just taking an unnecessary risk. I don't know any better way to put it than that. If I was to ask you guys in the chat right now, or any Liverpool fan, what are Liverpool missing to mount a real challenge? You're going to say to me, fullbacks, maybe a centre-back, but the first words out of your mouth are going to be defensive midfielder, a number 6. And you're right, because it's glaringly obvious. And we've had glaringly obvious deficiencies before. Centre-backs, midfielders, and we haven't fully looked to solve those problems. We have looked to bring in the likes of an Arthur Melo on loan, which didn't work. We've brought in Ozan Kabak and Ben Davies, which didn't work. So, wait and see. Wait and see. Mr. H. Malum said Stefan is the solution. He can form part of the solution. I'm not in any way trying to sit here and say Stefan Bajcetic won't be good enough. I'm fully in on Stefan. But what we don't know is, are we going to have a recurring injury situation with Stefan for a few years while he grows into his adult body? It's not unusual, and we've seen it. We've seen that he has an issue now with one calf, and I think he had previously an issue with another, if I'm not mistaken. So the only doubts I would have about Stefan Bajcetic isn't about his quality, it's about the availability. And also the amount of minutes and pressure on somebody that young in what is a position that, let's be honest, normally it's reserved for somebody a little bit more, I don't say mature, but, you know, a holding midfield is not a position you instinctively think of as being one occupied by young players. Yes, you've had the likes of Caicedo come through and Lavia, but all in all, you're thinking about your Busquets, your Casemiros, you think more senior, Fabinho's, more kind of senior players. I want to kind of bring you guys back to the Andre situation for a minute. Because I'm sorry to keep bringing this back up, but make it make sense to me. Please, somebody make this make sense. There's two things that we've been linked with in the last couple of days that have blown my mind. One, the story yesterday where I think it was Dave O.C. Kopp said that Liverpool are willing to trigger the release clause in Inacio's deal. So, a player that we had the chance to sign and didn't, who has gone up in price, we suddenly want. A player who we spent months tracking but wasn't available, but is now available, we don't want. I don't get it. Are we a prick tease? Is that what's going on? Because this makes no sense to me. Andre's 30 million quid and he's available. Why aren't we following through? Why aren't we pulling the trigger on that? If we buy Inacio, I swear to God, I'm going to explode. Because 20 million quid is 20 million quid. Whichever way you dress it up, it's 20 million quid. And why would you buy a player when you could have had him for 50% cheaper? I refuse to believe that Inacio story is true. I just can't allow myself to believe it's true. Because surely we're not that stupid. Craig, does your gut feeling tell you we get Andre or we will miss out on him? At this moment in time, I feel like the people who are saying we're not going to do January business are probably right. But I don't want them to be right. But that's definitely the vibe the club are giving out at the minute. And to me, that's unacceptable. Because Endo ain't it. He might be part of a cover, but he ain't it. He's not the solution. We haven't found a number 6 that suddenly made everything better. So I know we think short term as fans, and we do, and I definitely do. How many times do we have to watch a season go past where we're not at our potential strongest for a solution to potentially be found in 6 months? That's another season gone. That's another season of Klopp gone. That's another chance to win 4 trophies, maybe gone. And we're not putting our best foot forward. And that's what frustrates me. So if we don't sign Andre, we had better have something up our sleeve, big, for down the line. Like big. Because it makes no sense to me otherwise. Curtis Jones maybe can be trained into the 6. Yeah, well, if you think about Curtis Jones' attributes, Jared, he doesn't look like a 6, does he? Like, everything about Curtis Jones is geared to the other end of the pitch. So, rather than trying to shoehorn or make people into things, why don't we just go out and address the problem? Like, we wouldn't say that this would happen at Manchester City, Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, Barcelona, even United. If you've got a glaring deficiency in your squad and you go out there to make a signing, you sign the position you need. Look at Real Madrid's rebuild. They've got Bellingham. They've got Tchouaméni, Camavinga, Rodrigo, Vini Jr. Like, that's a new, developing, young, really, really good team. And you've got Modric and Kroos coming to the end of their time. You go out there and you get Jude Bellingham. That's what you do. You bring in the best for the position. We seem to be looking for clever solutions for some God knows what reason. Isti said, if we don't sign a 6 in January, might as well sell Salah in January. No point in waiting until the summer. Look, we can still win stuff this season without a number 6. But it's less likely. And that's the part I don't get. Nothing is going to guarantee you success. Nothing. But you can do what you can to give yourself the best opportunity. And I don't feel like we're doing that. Again,